Every morning, before you put on your clothes, you put on your clothes, but smaller. Why? Why do we wear underwear? At some point in history, humanity collectively decided that one layer of clothing simply wasn't enough. But that decision didn't happen overnight, and it wasn't always about modesty. In ancient Egypt, people wore simple linen garments, sometimes just a loincloth. In ancient Rome, men wore something called a subligaculum, essentially an early version of briefs. It wasn't glamorous, it wasn't fashionable, it was practical. Clothing was expensive, washing was difficult, and outer garments weren't meant to be cleaned constantly, so an inner layer helped protect the more valuable outer layer. Underwear started as a protective barrier, not a fashion statement. In medieval Europe, men wore loose linen undergarments called braies. Women wore long linen shifts beneath their dresses. These weren't designed to be seen. They absorbed sweat. They protected outer clothing. They made washing easier because you washed the underlayer more often than the expensive gown. Underwear wasn't about modesty first. It was about laundry. And in a world without modern plumbing, that mattered. Over time, something changed. As social norms around modesty became stricter, especially in the 18th and 19th centuries, undergarments became more structured. Victorian society placed heavy emphasis on decency. Undergarments multiplied. Layers increased. Suddenly, underwear wasn't just practical, it was moral. What you wore underneath became part of social identity. Then came the Industrial Revolution. Textile production became faster. Cotton became widely available. Elastic was introduced in the 19th century. And in the early 20th century, modern underwear, as we recognize it, began to take shape. Standard sizing, mass production, advertising. Underwear moved from necessity to industry. Today, underwear serves multiple purposes: hygiene, comfort, support, climate control, fabric protection, but it also reflects culture. Styles vary across countries, norms change over time, and occasionally, fashion tries to remove it entirely, only for practicality to quietly win again. Because as it turns out, some habits survive for good reason. So why do we wear underwear? Because for thousands of years, humans have needed an inner layer. First for protection, then for modesty, then for comfort. It may seem insignificant, but like most everyday things, it has a history. This has been Untold History in 5, and nothing around you is accidental.